like egg.
Start with breaking news out of Southern California. Incredible images coming out of the devastation in the Pacific Palisades and Malibu. Entire neighborhoods wiped out.
Our team on the front lines. Multiple wildfires now erupting, fueled by fierce Santa Ana winds, the strongest winds in over a decade.
Tens of thousands of evacuations, people forced to abandon their cars on the road. Bulldozers had to be called in to move the vehicles as more raced to escape. And take a look at this satellite image right here from space. You can actually see the flames and smoke together from space. And joining us now from Pacific Palisades, California, is ABC Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman. Matt, good to see you. Unfortunately, under these circumstances, but what's the latest on the ground?
It's pretty apocalyptic here, DeMarco. I mean, you can see what we've been seeing for the past hour or so here, just a domino effect of houses going up in flames. This one just caught fire a few minutes ago, but we've driven through a pretty significant proportion of this town. Most of the business district is gone. Pacific Palisades High School, which is iconic in so many movies, it's gone. And neighborhoods like this, we've seen probably hundreds of homes destroyed. It's going to take a while to get the full count. We don't know of casualties at this point, but you can see how hot these fires are burning. Right now, we're actually in a lull. Firefighters trying to make do with what they can, try to get as much water on whatever is left here to preserve it. The winds are expected to kick up later again today, and it's just much worse than I think anybody anticipated here in the Palisades. No word yet on casualties.
We tried our best. Yeah, and when this tree falls, it's over. I'm sorry, bro. Gotta get out of here. Oh, shit. Holy shit. Oh, my goodness. Is that tree...
Sir, there's no chance that they're going to take like that, especially. So, I mean, obviously a very desperate situation tonight out in Altadena. Nicole Comstock and her photographer showing us this video, or these live pictures of all of these residents from the Pasadena Senior Center. About 95 people who were evacuated from that center tonight. And if you do have any family members perhaps who are at this center and you're wondering about them, well, Nicole was telling us that they are all out in this parking lot. Nicole, could you give us a cross street there? We know that there's a 7-Eleven and a McDonald's, you said. Could you give us a cross street specifically?
Yeah, Susie, it's Washington Boulevard and then Altadena Drive, where there's a McDonald's and a 7-Eleven here. And, you know, you have to think that being right in the foothills, that this senior center would have an evacuation plan in place to get these people out just in case they ever saw a fire like this. But it was only yesterday we really started hearing that really intense language from the National Weather Service and from state officials that this was going to be a catastrophic wind event. So people really didn't have a lot of time.
Honestly, I did not pay attention. I just drove straight to the barn to get my horses out and get the rest of these guys out. We're not just gonna let them burn.
I got a bunch out with trailers, and there's a bunch in there still. How many more? I don't know. I don't know how many. How many did you let out?
We took about 4 of them in trailers, 2 in the different trailers, 3 in another one. So there should be at least maybe 12.
About 12. Are there more people out there right now?
It's a whole bar.
I gotta get these out. I got. Let's see. There's 4, 2, 3. What is that? 9. How are these poor guys? 11, 12. There's 12. Yeah, no, they're pretty wired up. Yeah. They're getting used to it now, but when the wind's blowing and the embers are, they don't really know what to do.
Have you seen anything like this? Look at that hillside.
Yeah, I've rescued before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, please be safe.
Yeah, thank you. You be safe too.
Yeah.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay. Oh shit. Welcome to the park. Yeah, don't worry about that, dude. Look at that. Oh shit.
Flying right over that thing. whole entire hills are on fire. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Marco.
A big thanks to you, Matt, and our team out there. Stay safe. Now let's bring in actor Steve Guttenberg there. Steve lives near the Pacific Palisades fire and jumped into action to help. Thanks a lot for pitching in and to help your fellow neighbors. But first, how are you doing right now?
Doing okay. I'm at my friend Andy and Laura's house. We have no electricity, but they were nice enough to put me up last night. It's just the biggest fire I've ever seen in my life. But the most important thing I wanted to put across is, in a crisis, there's a few things. I got a lot of smoke in my lungs. A few things I wanted to say. If you leave your car in the middle of the street, leave the keys in it. So guys like me can move these cars so fire trucks can get through. And also, if you're able-bodied and you have some bravery, stay behind and help people. There are people in wheelchairs. There are older people. There are babies. There are mothers who are having panic attacks. Stay behind and help them. As you see, there's still red behind me. I mean, this is the unbelievable fire, biggest I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and you've said that. It's the biggest you've ever seen in your life. I'm curious if you can just, for people who don't know what fires are like in California, if you could just put this into context for them, how this is in comparison to other fires that have been in the past.
Well, at 9 o'clock in the morning, it was an idyllic day. And at 10 o'clock in the morning, the sky looked like that. And there was a fire like that. And the winds are devil winds here. They're the strongest winds I've ever seen in my life. And they're as strong as South Africa winds. And the fires just went from a small little dancing devil circle to a giant swath on the side of a hill. It looks like a volcano. I mean, it literally looks like a volcano. And I started driving there. The sky, it looked like 9/11. That's how much smoke was in the sky within 20 minutes. And it was just the most biggest horror you've ever seen in your life. There was a man in a wheelchair. They didn't have enough time to put on his little feet protectors, and they were wheeling him down, and his feet were dragging on the floor. So I said to his aide, look, you gotta pop a wheelie with this wheelchair. That's the only way we can do this and get him down. And I took this older man, I took his face in my hands, and I said to him, everything's gonna be okay. And tonight, you're gonna have a good dinner, I promise you. And tears were coming out of his eyes. And I said, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay. So one of the biggest things that everybody needs right now is to be comforted. So if you're able-bodied, try to comfort whoever you can.
We're so grateful for you. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and grateful for our first responders as well. Steve Guttenberg, thank you again. We appreciate it, and the best of luck to you, and stay safe.
Be careful.